Okay, so this is a little bit of a tutorial on doing the square and square. Somebody asked me to do this. They didn't quite understand the instructions. I'm not going to actually do it because that would take it away from you. And there's some figuring out to do, which I'll help you with. But yeah, you should be able to do most of this yourself. So this is a 5" by 5" square. I just got one of them. Okay, 5" by 5" square. You got to put a 3" square in the middle of it, right? So if that's 5 inches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take away 2 is 3. That means you got to somehow divide that 2 in half, so you'll have an equal space around the 3 by 3 square, right? Just kind of do that math in your head as you're looking at your square, and that'll tell you something. Second thing is, once you've created the 3 by 3 square, how do you find the center of it? Well, you can ask your math teachers if you want. They'd probably be helpful with you, but I've done some stuff with straight edges, straight lines, just trying to get diagonal lines going through things like that. So then that creates the center of your square. Important thing to remember, when you're using the compass on the square and square, you put the point on. Don't try and use the gauge on the compass. They're not very well made. They're not very accurate. It depends on the length of the pencil and so forth. So instead, actually set the compass to some sort of measuring device. In this case, I'm setting it to my square. There's 1 inch, there's 2 inches, okay? It calls for 2 inches. Then I find my center and I pivot it. Once you've pivoted the center, I'm just going to get a piece of paper here to do it on. Once you've pivoted the center, so you find the center of your square, once you pivot the center, okay, like that, make a circle. Like that, okay? Don't change the compass. Leave the compass exactly as, don't move it. All you got to do is put a mark on it, like that, and then put the point on the mark and make another mark. Okay. If you keep going around the circle, making those marks, point on one, making a new mark, you'll eventually have 6 marks. Then you put a straight line between those 2 marks, right on the circle, and you'll have a perfect hexagon, all right? So that's a really brief introduction to the square and square. Again, I didn't do the work myself. I'd rather you do it. Do a little figuring out for yourself. This is a manipulative. This is where math comes in play. You can think a little bit about, how's this thing work? How's that make things square? How's it give me a square line? What's that distance here? And play with it. Just draw and erase and draw and erase till you come up with it. I believe somebody, Caitlin, I think, did it on paper. So it can be done on paper. It can be done on the wood. All right. Thank you.